เขาอยู่ตรงนู้นนะ
ของผ่านใช่ไหม
ใช่ถ้าผ่านถ้าบอกเหลือบอกเลยถ้าหนูไปสุดท้ายอย่าไปนะเดี๋ยวไม่พอก็ก๊อปก่อน
Any questions about anything that came up in the last few days?
Let's now about New York Times.
Wow. That has nothing to do with us. President Trump said of Turkey's attack on U.S. ally in Syria. He said the Kurds know how to fight, and as I said, they're not angels. Wow. That was in today's New York Times?
New York Times.
Wow. Scary. Yeah, there's a lot of problems right now with the Middle East, that's for sure. Any questions about classwork or the vocabulary, pronunciation, or anything? Nothing, okay. Go over a couple of words in the Bangkok Post, the English language newspaper here in Bangkok, just to see that you understand the words that they use and how they're used. And it's a way to increase your vocabulary because you'll see words in the headlines, basically, that you don't hear every day in normal, quiet, easygoing conversation. What is elephant's death's no accident? What is an accident? Accident. Something wrong. Right? Accident. Accident. What?
What mean to do? What mean to do?
Didn't mean to do. Yeah, well, an accident can be one of many things. Accident. Yeah, it's something that was not intended to be done. I can meet you by accident in the airport. I can be walking to get my suitcase at carousel number 4, and as I'm passing carousel number 3, oh, wow! We have met by accident. No plan, no intention, just by chance, by accident. That's
accident is positive or negative?
Well, in that case, it would be positive because, you know, you didn't expect to see an old friend and, oh, by accident. But then most of the time, an accident is not a good thing.
Yes.
Most of the time.
Yes.
The obvious thing would be you could be walking across the street and you don't see the motorcycle and boom.
Accident.
An accident.
It's bad.
Or another car comes along and boom, hits you. Right there, boom. An accident. Something that was unintentional, wasn't planned. Nobody said, I'm gonna run that lady down in the street. If you plan it, it's not an accident. If it's a plan. So it's an unintended situation. Normally when people talk about accidents, they were not pleasant things. They were cars, buses, something, or you dropped something you were carrying. Let's say this was a glass bottle, and you know, oh, boom, crash, boom, bang. Oh, sorry, that was an accident. I didn't throw it down. It was an accident. Something you didn't plan. They can be positive in a sense of meeting somebody you haven't seen in years and just by chance, whoa, wow, accidental meeting. Here's a word that looks scary when you look at it if you're not familiar with it. But it's a word that can be broken down, as many English words can be separated so that they can be pronounced properly. What is that? Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Women entrepreneurs key to Thailand. Growth. Women entrepreneurs key to Thailand's growth. So obviously, entrepreneur is a word that they're quite familiar with in the Bangkok Post. Entrepreneur. It's the simple way, the simple explanation is a business person. Somebody that's operating a business, a department store, a car salesman, owns a car lot or something like that. It's an entrepreneur, a business person. And they're saying here that women business people key to Thai growth. Something like or it's actually even better, it would be N-U-R-E. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur.
Teacher, I can say before Donald Trump came to Prime Minister, he will be entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Not before he became Prime Minister, before he became President.
Yes,
A
President.
little different in the United States. President. So, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. And many words can be separated and much easier to pronounce. When you see this, you go, oh my gosh, what, who? But when you break it down, entrepreneur, no problem. A business person, that's all it is. It's nothing unbelievable. It's just happens to be a French word that was been adopted to English, entrepreneur. Nobel Prize for Poverty Fighting Trio. Poverty Fighting Trio. What is poverty? Poverty. 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 Poverty is a problem in many places in the world. Poverty. Morning. Poverty. Poverty. Problem. Poverty is to be poor.
To be poor.
To be poor. Poor. To have no money.
No house.
No money.
I need help from the government or I need help from somebody. I have no money. I am poverty stricken. I am suffering from poverty. I have no job, I have no home, I am struggling with poverty. Poverty. Poverty.
Poverty is same needy.
Needy, yeah, needy in the sense, a very poor person, very poor, very needy, needs a job, needs a home, needs all kinds of things. Why? Because she is stricken, or he is stricken with poverty.
Poverty.
Poverty, poor, poor.
very needy nothing
Patriotism. What is patriotism? Patriotism. It was about patriotism, says the Prime Minister. Patriotism. He is a patriot,
he's Prime Minister right
not necessarily Prime Minister. The Prime Minister can be a patriot, but anyone can be a patriot. A patriot or patriotism, love of country. A Thai patriot, an American patriot, somebody that loves his country. That man is a true patriot. When the army called, he joined right away to defend the country. He is a true patriot. He shows patriotism. His patriotism is without question a loyal Thai citizen, a loyal American citizen, a patriot. Take off the ism and it's patriot, the person. He is or she is a patriot. They love their country. One more. Russian ruse may have duped Trump in Syria. May have duped. What is duped? To be duped. Trump in Syria. What is a ruse, for that matter? A ruse. Russian ruse may have duped Trump. A ruse.
tricky
Who said that?
tricky
Right? A ruse could be a trick to fool somebody. You know, if I got dressed up in a suit and tie and walked in here and said, "Oh, good day, I'm glad to meet you. I'm the governor of Chiang Mai province," or whatever. Really? Are you really the governor? Is he? Yes, I'm the governor. I've been the governor for 6 years. It's a ruse, a trick, for a reason. Usually, a ruse is for a reason, to try to either get money or fool somebody into doing something. And they're saying here that the Russian ruse, the Russian trick, may have duped Trump. To dupe. The ruse may have duped. The trick may have fooled Trump into doing something that he would not have done had he not been fooled by the Russians in some way. A trick. Duped. I was duped. I should have never given him the money. I thought he was the representative of the company, and I gave him all the money I had. He said he was coming to collect it for the company so that they would be able to buy my product or something like that. So I gave him all the money. He told me he was from the company, from the headquarters of the company, and I believed him. And he wasn't. I gave him everything. It was a ruse, sir. He tricked you. He wasn't from the headquarters of the company. He's a thief. He's a crook. He's a thief. Oh, I've been duped. I've been duped. With a D, duped. Fooled into giving away the money to somebody who dressed up. He even had an ID card that said he was from the headquarters of the company. So when I saw that, I gave him everything that I had. And he took it and said thank you and left. I haven't heard from him since. He took all the money. I was duped. It was a ruse, a trick, and I was duped. So these are words that you pop up from time to time in the paper, headlines, stuff like that. Just to show you that they never really go away. Remember the other day we discussed ink and link. Here it is again. CP set to ink airport, to ink airport link deal. And remember what we said, when you're inking a deal, you're signing the deal. Ink, the ink in the pen. Signing the deal for the link to connect the 3 airports in Thailand. Ink airport link deal. Signed an agreement about the linking of the 3 airports by a rail train. Any questions about these words? Poverty, very poor. Accident, unintended event. Something not planned, it just happened. Usually a negative thing. As I said, an accidental meeting at the airport with an old friend from high school can be a good accident. It was accidental. We didn't plan it, it just boom. But it was a good thing. But most of the time, not good.
We can say surprise.
A surprise. Oh, I'm so surprised. For we've had an accidental meeting. Accident, entrepreneur. 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 A business person. Now you can look up the word and there'll be other meanings of it too, but basically a business person. An entrepreneur. But the key is to remember that you can see a word like this and you can break it up and work on the pronunciation of it. Oops. Okay. Patriotism, love of country. Duped, fooled by a ruse, a trick. A person, for example, coming in and saying, I'm from headquarters of the company and I need to take all the money you have here to back the headquarters to use in the purchase of a new company. Okay? Can I see your ID? You sure can. Thank you. Oh, okay. Boom. Fake. Duped. Ruse. Any questions about the words?
A different accident and coincident.
Coincidence.
Yes, please.
Well, you have accident. Coincident. An incident is, again, an event, something that happened. There was an incident in the park yesterday when a dog attacked 3 people sitting on a bench. There was an incident. A coincidence could be E-N-C-E. A chance encounter is just a coincidence. To meet somebody like we met at the airport by accident, what a coincidence. You happen to be taking the same flight that I'm taking to Los Angeles. That's a coincidence. We didn't plan it. It wasn't something we arranged. What a coincidence. I didn't expect to see you here, and we're taking the same flight to Los Angeles. It's not an accident. It's just a coincidence. It's something that occurred to both of us. The same thing. I'm going to Los Angeles, and you're going to Los Angeles, and we're on the same flight. I wonder if we're sitting next to each other. Whoa, we didn't plan this. It's really a coincidence. Something that happens without a plan. It's not an accident in the sense of accidental. Though it is, it's in a broader sense an accident that you and I are on the same plane. It's more or less a coincidence. It's an incident, the incident of me traveling to LA and then you traveling to LA, and we're doing it together on the same plane. It's a coincidence. But as you get into more of these words, many, many different ways to say the same thing. So it's not only one way to say it, there's probably 10 ways to say it. A coincidence. Oh, it's just a coincidence. We didn't plan it this way, it's just by accident. So in a way, you can say that it was an accident in this sense, that we are on the same flight. Okay, we'll move along. Any other questions?
No,
Understand everything?
Yes, yes.
Perfectly? Okay, good. Entrepreneur. Duped, ruse. It was a ruse. So that's why I recommend if you have access to a computer, you can look up English language news, or you can buy the Bangkok Post, or go to a library and look up things. And you can find words like ink and ink the deal and link and stuff like that you don't hear every day, but are words that are, entrepreneur. You don't hear that every 15 minutes, but it's a word that's often used in business when you're talking in a business vocabulary. Entrepreneur. Okay, we'll pick up, let's see where we left off yesterday. when the city's mayor decided to close one of his schools, protests occurred, as some people argued that it should remain open. The mayor decided to have the city council debate the matter and vote on whether or not to close the school or leave it open. The final vote will decide the matter. When the city's mayor decided to close one of its schools, protests occurred, as some people argued that it should remain open. The mayor decided to have the city council debate the matter and vote on whether or not to close the school or leave it open. The final vote will decide the matter. Okay.
Me first. Okay.
Number one.
When the city mayor decided to close one of its schools, protests occurs and some people accuse that it should remain open. The mayor decided to have the city council debate the matter and vote on whether or not to close the school or leave it open. The final vote will decide the matter.
Right, very good. The final vote will decide the matter. When the city's mayor decides